Hello. Hello. This is Adrienne Obi of Astrology, lookinside.com. I'm just coming. I had this urge to just come right now and say happy Easter to everyone. And I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. It is now 12 minutes after midnight in Seattle. So the holiday weekend is officially over. Just wondering how the holiday weekend affected most people. Well, it looks like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay, so I just wanted to come in and say something about that because I thought that was important. And the other thing, I just want to make sure, let me just make sure I don't owe anyone anything here. Good, I'm actually caught up. That's a beautiful thing. Thank goodness. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I just felt like I wanted to come and to see what was going on right now astrologically. I mean, this is actually Monday morning, not even Sunday anymore, but Monday morning, the Monday after Easter. I just wanted to see if there was anything going to be showing astrologically. But it doesn't look like it's going to let me get through. I wonder why. Oh, here it comes. I tend to get issues getting there. Okay. I wanted to see what I was feeling. You ever feel a vibe and you're like, I know I'm feeling something. What am I feeling? What am I feeling? What am I feeling? Okay, so what it is the sun is at 1 degree right now, and Uranus is at 2 degrees of Taurus. So I think we're all getting accustomed to this vibe, this feel of Uranus being in Taurus. But now we've got the sun in Taurus sitting on that Uranus in Taurus. And I think many of us are going to feel that. It's probably going to come out in maybe like an inner excitement, depending on where Taurus falls in your chart. It may be even an inner sensuality. I'm thinking it might come out in that way. I am definitely feeling a little bit more sensuous as a female. And so I can see where that is probably going to be coming to the fore. Taurus is a sign that's known for sensual things and sensuality and sexual pleasures, more sensual pleasures than sexual. It's funny, as I look back on the things that led to the ending of my marriage, I think probably one of the things that led to the ending of my marriage, believe it or not, is that I gave my ex a book on Kama Sutra. I'm sure the little sucker went out and tried to use it. So maybe that's what this is about. There is, whoever's got planets in the early degrees of Taurus, which I know my ex does have, but you're going to be feeling this Uranus and the sun in Taurus. You're going to be feeling that. It's something that I think is going to feel like electricity, probably, like a form of electricity. It's just probably going to be more attention in that area, or you'll feel like something different, unique, like wow, something different or unique is happening in this particular area of life that may have never occurred or thought of occurring before. Now, I am concerned with someone who would have this occurring in their 12th house. Like, wow, that may be an issue. But for the overall, I think the sun on Uranus is a good thing. And tomorrow or later today is probably going to be closer or more exact, because right now it's not quite exact. It's about 30 some minutes apart from an exact conjunction. But later today or early tomorrow, we're going to have that exact conjunction of the sun conjunct Uranus in Taurus. for the first time in 84 years. Think about that. A lot of people don't realize what a major occurrence Uranus and Taurus is. I was talking to someone once about these transits in particular, but the Uranus in Taurus transit in particular. A lot of people don't understand that some of the racial tension and tensions about, I think, value, people's value in general. I believe that's all about the Uranus and Taurus, because the last time people's value was seriously taken into consideration was back in the days of Nazi Germany 84 years ago. And a lot of people don't realize that we're down in that area of, the 84 to 90 year mark around there. We're there. Like, this is it. We're right in that period of when Uranus went into Taurus, and the changes that it made in the people during that 7-year period was horrendous. And so I hope that we're aware of that. I don't want it to be history repeating, because somehow we didn't learn the lesson the first time. It could be, as a lot of young people believe, it didn't really happen the way it did happen. Or it could also be, and I don't mean to bring up slavery, but I wonder, I haven't sat back with a pen and paper and wonder if 84 years before that would have been like slavery, right? Or something to that effect, because that was also a big change in the way people began to see people's value. And I wonder if I dig closer with a calculator, if I see some correlation between, the 1860s. Oh yeah, it is 80 some years. Think about it. 1940s, late 1930s, 1860s. We're talking 80 some years. Yeah. It takes Uranus 84 years to make a full cycle. 84 years. So we're looking at these same issues of value. What is the value of another soul? What is the value of another person and another spirit? What does another person's value mean to you? We're going to be looking at that and seeing what that really is. It's amazing. Now, I think it's kind of cool that during this time, Venus and Mercury are going to be very close to a conjunct, because Venus is moving pretty quickly. So is Mercury, actually, but Venus, I think, is about to go into 2 degrees. They're going to be within some form of a conjunction. So I think that just that, Aries, because Venus and Mercury are going to be in Aries, always deals with the self in some way. The I am that I am, the persona, the personality. Not so much the sun, that's more of Leo, but like the image of the I am. So the covering of the I am, the rising sign. And the first house is that house, and Aries is that sign. So Mercury and Venus in that is a major thing. It's a major thing. I think whenever Venus and Mercury are together, it just means pleasant conversation. You'll be able to talk in a pleasant way, hopefully, so that people can understand what you're saying. So it should be a nice week, I think. Mars is in Gemini, and it's actually technically within a striking distance of being in opposition to the moon. And in fact, the moon is going to make an opposition to Mars probably sometime today, within the next 24 hours, because the moon moves pretty quickly. I'm sorry, I'm wheezing here. But the moon is at 8 degrees of 8 degrees of Sag, And Mars is at 14 degrees of Gemini. And the moon moves way quicker than Mars. It's definitely going to conjunct that Mars. So please be aware that the moon is going to conjunct Mars probably sometime today in Gemini. I have a feeling it's going to have something to do with communication and speech and talk and reaching out to others in a communicating way. I would just, be aware that you don't necessarily have to be right. And also be aware that the moon, because it moves so quickly, will then make a conjunction to transiting Jupiter, which is retrograde in Sag. And so we can expect to feel that over the next 24 hours as well. The moon opposed Jupiter. It's not necessarily a good thing, but Jupiter is retrograding. So where is Jupiter falling in your chart, and where is Gemini falling in your chart? That's what you really need to ask yourself. Oh, now the big thing coming up over the next few days is that Saturn is about to retrograde, I believe it is. Or it could be Pluto. Pluto is going to retrograde first, I believe. Pluto is going to retrograde on the 24th, so in 2 days. It's at 23 degrees of Capricorn, and it's about to go backwards. And so Saturn is going to go retrograde on the 29th, I believe. I got those dates right. We're looking at the 24th and 29th. And so both Saturn and Pluto are going to be retrograding. Let's see. Neptune is technically square Mars, I guess, by a couple of degrees. But I'm more concerned about when the moon hits 17 degrees of Sagittarius, because that means the moon is going to be square Neptune, and that could be an issue for some people. Depending on where Neptune falls in your chart, watch where Neptune is. For me, it's in the second house of my money. And so I know I need to be careful about getting overly emotional over money. Hopefully it means perhaps I will make more money, and that is a good thing. And then also we do have the true node actually completely opposed Saturn at this time. The true node is at 20 degrees of Cancer, and Saturn is at 20 degrees of Capricorn, and they are indeed opposed. I also want to mention that Chiron is conjunct Venus in Aries, and so these are some major things going on right now. But I just think that that true node opposing Saturn, this is going to be issues about responsibilities and restrictions with yourself and your partner, issues about your partnerships or your significant other, and the way you perhaps that you care about each other, or nurture each other, talk with each other, communicate with each other. That could be part of it. But I think just nurturing and reaching out and caring. It's all going to be about how much do you care? How much are you going to show that you care to your partner? How much can you reach out to another person and say, hey, look, I actually care about you? And those are the issues that are really kind of at the forefront right now. And if you can nurture another person and care for another person and feel another person from the spirit and from the heart, I just think it's a really incredible time right now. And, I just hope that people take advantage of these amazing, amazing aspects. So anyway, I just wanted to do a quick overview of where these planets and things were. And as you can tell, I am tired. Look at me. I look exhausted. I had a very rough night. I had a lot of fun. We did have a holiday party at my daughter's house. And I am probably just a little bit tipsy. But you know what? It was worth it. It was fun. And we had a very lovely Easter. And as you can see where the planets are, we got a lot of good things coming up for this week. Wow. It has been amazing. And I'm looking forward to it. And we'll get this day started. It is now 12:27. So, happy week of the 22nd of April to everyone. I will talk to you soon. Bye now.